What's up guys, I'm Anthony, welcome back to another video. Before I get into this video, I want to do a quick shout out to this Yeti microphone that I bought. I bought this microphone about 2 days ago, and let me say it is completely worth the money. This is not some kind of affiliate or anything. It's just an amazing thing to have for a YouTube channel, any kind of vlogging or podcasting channel. But the purpose of this video, as you may have read by the title, is I want to give my first net worth update on YouTube for 2020. So I've never done a video like this myself personally because it's just kind of hard to be that transparent about all of your assets and liabilities on the internet. But hey, I'm an investor, and I think one of the best ways to provide some solid investing advice is to show my own experiences and see where I'm coming from to give it to you guys. So you'll see that I am in a ton of debt in this video, and my net worth is really negative at this point. But the goal by the end of this year is to get it into positive, or to get it at least as close to positive as I possibly can. And we'll see how far I really have to go in this video. So let's get started. So to make this video a little bit more seamless, I created a PowerPoint presentation. I got this format from one of the YouTube channels I follow. I think is Our Financial Freedom Life, or it's some kind of channel. I'll put a link down to their channel in the bio if you want to check out their channel, because they gave me the inspiration for this video. So I'm gonna pull it up on the screen now, and we'll walk through exactly what my net worth is and how it goes. So here's the title page for the net worth. So if we look at my net worth, let's start off with the debt. I am engaged, so I am talking about two people as far as all of this goes. So it's not necessarily me myself that has all of these assets and liabilities, but it's just my family. But to go into the debt, we can start off that I have a Kia Sorento auto loan. I bought this Kia about 6 or 7 months ago for about $18,300. All of the balances that you will see in this table are from about the prior balances are from about 2 weeks ago, and the current balance is yesterday when I updated this table. So the prior balance on the Kia auto loan was $17,830, and the current balance is $17,385. That's because I recently made a payment on it, and that's just the amount of principal that was paid down. And I also have a credit card for $343. It went down $300. Now I actually own about 10 credit cards. Well, it's probably a little bit closer to 8, and this is the only one that I haven't paid off yet, or that I don't pay off every single month, because I'm doing a YouTube challenge to see if I can make enough money doing paid surveys online to pay this credit card off. So I could probably pay this credit card off very easily if I really wanted to, but I think that doing the paid surveys is just a fun way, and I wanted to kind of track my progress towards achieving this. So I had about $43 from paid surveys in the last week that I made that I used towards this credit card. So if we total these two up, our prior balance was $18,130, and then our current balance is $17,685, with a total principal being paid of $488. So I put the debt paid year to date as $488 because I didn't want to go back all the way until January and see how much principal I paid for this portfolio. I wanted to kind of just start right now so you can see each month how much I paid back from May, or from May, I guess. And I think that would just be a lot easier and more simple for me to do. But that is not the only debt that I have. So I do have another very large debt, and that is the almighty student loans. So me personally, I don't have student loans because I was able to get a great scholarship to go to college for free, and it was able to pay for my bachelor's degree and most of my master's degree as well. But my fiance was not as fortunate, and she did have to take out some student loans. The good thing about her student loans is that she qualifies for public service loan forgiveness. I don't know a ton about this, but basically what I think, if I want to give my quick rundown of what public service loan forgiveness is, that basically if you work in a public service for 10 years and you make 10 years worth of consistent payments, you're able to get the rest of the loan balance after the 10 years forgiven. So the current balance on her student loans right now is $29,801, and in order to get the public service loan forgiveness, we have about 104 payments made. So another interesting point about this student loan is that we are now in national emergency forbearance, which basically means that you won't have any interest accrue, or you won't have any payments due on your student loans until about September 30th. So what I did was the $167 per month payment that I was making towards the student loans, I basically just paused that and put that towards the Kia auto loan. So that payment for the Kia auto loan is about $367. So I just added another $167 to that payment, and now that helps me pay back the principal on the Kia auto loan a little bit faster. So that's enough about the student loans. Now let's move on to my total debts. So here's just a quick summary of my total debt slide. You can see that I have my Kia Sorento auto loan. This loan, as I said earlier, has a 6.19% interest rate. I know that's not the highest interest rate in the world. I had other auto loan for about 15% interest, so this one is actually a lot better, but it is still not as low as I would want it to be, because as I understand, the S&P 500 typically returns about 6 to 8% on average, and with it being a recession, it probably was going to return a little bit negative this year. Hopefully it won't, but maybe it will, if not break even. And I probably could get more money paying off this balance rather than investing, but I still want to build my investment portfolio. So then we have Ashley student loan loans is about $29,801. This interest rate, I think, is about 4.15%. I know I talk really fast in this video, so I'm going to try to slow it down because I tend to talk fast in videos, and I really want you to kind of understand what I'm saying so you can see where my financial situation is at and the things I'm doing to improve my financial situation. So I'm going to try to slow down my talking as best I can for the rest of this situation. And you see I got my business credit card. So I didn't explain this earlier with the business credit card. The only reason why I have this credit card balance is because I use this credit card to buy YouTube equipment. So I bought this awesome Yeti microphone on eBay for about $100. It's one of the best purchases I've made. Also bought the lights that you see kind of projected onto my face because the lighting in my earlier videos were really bad. And even though I don't have the best setup right now, I want to do a little bit more with my background so that it's a little bit more interesting. But since I'm going to be moving into a house within the next week, I don't really have anything to put up behind me as of right now. So I'm just kind of working with what I got. So hopefully in the next week or so, or maybe 2 weeks, you'll see me in a completely different office with a pretty cool background behind me. But until then, you just got to work with what you got. And going back to my debts, my total debts as of this time is about $47,486. So I'm 21 years old and I'm almost $50,000 in debt, which is pretty crazy to think about because I'm so young, but I do have assets to offset this debt. And before we hit to the assets, I just want to ask you to please lightly tap that like button if you haven't done so already. It really helps my channel. It helps me grow as a small YouTuber in order to rank higher with the other bigger YouTubers and gives me a little bit more of a chance to get my videos watched. So if you did stumble across this video and you kind of enjoyed it so far, just hit that like button and it really would mean so much to me. But let's go on to my assets. So this is my favorite part of a net worth update, and this is what I like to focus most of my attention on, is building assets, because I'm a very big Robert Kiyosaki fan and I'm all about building cash flowing assets. So let's go really fast and walk through all my assets. So at first on my asset list, I have a Charles Schwab investment account. This includes a Roth IRA, an individual brokerage account, and a custodial account for my son. And the balance for that 2 weeks ago was about $18,074. This is my biggest investment portfolio, and the balance now is about $18,528. So that increased about $500 over the course of the week, but the S&P 500 is so volatile right now that it could just as well go down about another $500 in 2 weeks. So, but it is nice to see that it increased. Another point I wanted to make is that I have a Robinhood and a WeBull portfolio. The Robinhood portfolio is what I'm going to start focusing more on this channel, because I want to really build a dividend portfolio to kind of supplement my Roth IRA in order to make more retirement income. So you can see that the big jump in the balance for this portfolio went up from 196 to 597, and that's basically because I deposited another $400 because I wanted to get this challenge started with about $500 to $600. Going down to my WeBull portfolio, I have about $800 in there, and it went up to $834. So most of these accounts increased. Then we have Ash's teacher retirement account. I'm not really sure how the TRS Georgia thing works, but it's not really an investment as far as I know. It's something that accrues interest, but all I know is that balance didn't change, and it hasn't changed since she started inputting money. So I don't really know what's going on there. If you know what's going on with a TRS teacher retirement account, leave a comment below, because I really would like to understand how that works. So now we have our assets, even though I don't really believe these are assets, but I'll get more into that later in this video. But we have our assets. We both own a 2015 Jeep Cherokee and a 2017 Kia Sorento, and this is the Kia Sorento is the car that the auto loan is on. But I went basically to like a calculator.net or what is my car worth website, and I found that my cars were worth $9,350 and $12,000. I probably won't update this value on a monthly basis simply because, you know, it really doesn't mean anything to me, the value of my cars, because I never plan on selling them. But I'll probably update it every 3 months because I know that the value will just continue to decrease. I honestly should put them at zero, but as far as my paper net worth, I think it's important to include these two assets because they really, I don't think they show an accurate representation of my net worth, but for like the book value of my net worth, as the banks like to see, they are a little bit better. So my savings increased from $1,100 to $1,640. I have way too much money in investments rather than savings because the economy was doing so well that I just really wanted to ride that wave. But in the next few months, you will see me contribute a lot more money to my savings rather than my investment portfolio, because I need to get a little bit more of an emergency fund built up so I can withstand some of these market fluctuations. So as far as total assets is concerned, I went from $44,803 to $46,213, which is a change of $1,410. As I said earlier, the year-to-date change is the same because this is my first update of this net worth of mine, and the next month you'll see how much it accrues over the years, or over the months I should say. So now that leads me to the net equity slide, and basically the net equity is mainly meant for things like houses or loans that you have. So I only have one thing that really applies for net equity, and that's like just because you have a liability. So just because I have an auto loan or if I had a mortgage on my house doesn't mean that that could not be an asset as well. So if we walk into my net equity, the only thing that really applies here is the 2017 Kia Sorento, and I have a $17,305 loan, but since the car is actually worth about $12,000, that's how much I have $12,000 worth of equity in the car, which leaves me at my total net equity for the car at negative $5,385. So when you hear that, are you underwater in your car or are you underwater in your house, this basically means that you owe more on your house than it is worth in value. And with cars, they're the fastest depreciated assets. I do not recommend, or I would not recommend anyone get a brand new car. I simply got this car because, you know, it wasn't the best financial decision, but I got this car because I had a family. I needed a bigger car other than a Jeep in order to put a car seat in for my son. So it was basically like a family purchase in a sense. I don't feel too bad about it, but I won't be buying any more cars anytime soon, hopefully, if I can avoid it. So for my net equity and everything else, my investments are the same as they were. They don't have any debts attached to them. My Jeep Cherokee doesn't have any loan attached to them. I paid that car off about 2 years ago when I was a sophomore in college, and that's probably one of my biggest achievements financially, was just being able to pay my Jeep auto loan off on a $1,000 per month income. And you know, I just had a lot of discipline with my savings that allowed me to do that, and I'm very proud of myself for that. And I think that is one of the main reasons why I'm on this wealth building journey today. So now that I said that, I go down to my student loans. I have no asset value attached to that, so the equity is the same, and my credit card is no asset value attached to that. As far as net equity goes, I don't include, you know, personal objects around my house. You know, if I really wanted to get into my net income, I could include things like what my computer is worth, what my microphone is worth, what my desktop is worth, lights are worth. But I don't really want to do that because I want to stay with the large assets in my portfolio. I really don't even want to include my cars because they don't provide any cash flow. But you know, just for the book value, I include those anyway. But let's go on to the next slide, which is the net worth summary. So as far as the bank is concerned, my net worth is negative $1,273. So you can see that it is increased over the past 2 weeks, or over the past month, I should say, about $2,000. So my debts went down from $47,931 to $47,486. So I paid off $445 worth of principal with my debts, and my total assets went up from $44,803 to $46,213, which is an increase of $1,410. So that is overall an increase of $1,855 to my net worth, which leaves me at a total of negative $1,273. But this is not how I calculate my net worth for myself personally. I like to use the Robert Kiyosaki method, and for the Robert Kiyosaki method, you don't include assets that are not cash flowing to you. So for the Robert Kiyosaki method, as I said right now, does not include non-cash flow assets. I would not include my 2 cars. So immediately I would subtract $12,000 from my Kia and $9,350 for my Jeep from my net worth number. So that would leave me at my assets at $24,863. So the total increase is still the same, but you can see that I do have a more negative net worth, and that leaves me at my net worth of negative $22,623. Now I really feel like the Kiyosaki method of net worth really is a more accurate representation of my personal financial situation, simply because if I were ever to get in a bind, or if I ever would need cash immediately, the first thing I would do is not sell my cars, because I would still need those to get to work or get to different places. And I don't really know where I'm going with that sentence, but I would not see that as part of my worth. I would see that as just something that I own, but not necessarily a part of my net worth. I like to count my investments as my net worth and things like that. But there's my May net worth update. I'm about negative $25,000, negative $23,000 in negative right now. But hopefully by the end of 2020, my goal is to get under negative $10,000, if not positive by the end of the year as far as net worth is concerned. So if you want to stick around for more net worth journey updates from me and learn how you can make smart investment decisions for yourself, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading about 3 times per week, if not more, depending on how long this quarantine thing takes. But if you like this video, it really means a lot to me if you engage a little bit in the comments, or if you just hit the like button. But that's all I'm going to ask for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.